What's up, guys? My name's TB, and today we're going to be talking about episode 46 of My Hero Academia Season 3. And first off, let me apologize. I know, I'm late with the review of this episode, but honestly, I was really busy last week, and there wasn't really that much going on last week in this episode, so I felt like I could just wait and release it next week when episode 47 comes out, which is a little bit more interesting than this episode, let me just say. But for the beginning of this episode, we just have one of the students in his class telling Midoriya and Kirishima and Shota and everyone who wants to go on this mission to save Bakugo that you need to realize that before you do this, that you're breaking the rules. So if you're breaking the rules, that kind of makes you a little bit similar, at least similar to the villains, and it kind of makes sense. I'm pretty sure it was Sue who said that, who was like, you need to think about everything that this means before you do this, because this is really like going against, like, no one wants you to do this. This is going against what everyone says. The pro heroes are going to take care of it. The high school that they're in right now is under surveillance and under watch by the media, questioning whether they can or cannot keep their students safe. So just something for them to think about, and they still, of course, go through with it anyway. But it was a good point that was brought up in the conversation before the rest of the crew just went ahead with whatever they wanted to do, which was talk to Momo, get the receiver, go save Bakugo. After this, the doctor comes in and he has an interesting conversation, something that I'm glad that was brought up because I was questioning what it meant since it happened. When Midoriya did his 1,000,000% all, one for all punch that realistically should have killed Muscular if it really was that strong. It explains a little bit more about what happened here. Okay, so the doctor says that normally humans have limits on their bodies that keep them from using over 100% of their abilities. But under certain situations, under certain I can't even speak, certain circumstances, you're able to go past that 80% and do 100%. So this is basically what Midoriya did. But he's done that more than once now. Once he's used, one for all, every single time that he does it, he kind of breaks the inside of his arms. The doctor says it's like a firecracker. That's kind of how it is. And if he does it 2 or 3 more times, then he's probably not going to be able to use his arms again, which is a problem. Obviously, he's a hero of the story. I've been saying that he needs to figure out, someone needs to help him out. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. I just want to know when and how. Is he going to be able to use his quirk, whether it's full cowl or whether he uses his legs instead of his arms? Like, he needs to do something where this dude is not constantly hurting himself. All right? It's no good. After that, he goes on the roof because he got a letter from the doctor that was from Koda saying thank you. He wants to thank him in person for everything he did. Sorry for kicking him in the balls, all that good stuff. It was something that I think that Midoriya needed to remind him that even though he was in a crappy situation, he still did the best thing. He used his quirk to save someone who needed to get saved, and they appreciated it. They thanked him. After that, we get a little bit of a showing of a couple of new pro heroes that we haven't seen yet that are going to be part of this mission to go save Bakugo. Of course, All Might's going to be there. Endeavor's going to be there, but we also see Gang Orca. He's going to be there. This other person called Edshot, and he looks cool. He's in the next episode. He looks great. I don't exactly know what his quirk is, but they look pretty cool. We haven't seen them yet. We've seen a couple of pro heroes, but these two, no. We haven't seen any yet. Then after that, we have a little conversation between Iida, Todoroki, Momo, Midoriya, and Kirishima, I believe. It's 5 of them, and Iida's basically being emo right now. He's like, you don't care about my feelings? You don't care how I feel? I care about Bakugo too, but I don't just care about him. I care about all the students, which is a fair point. And then he said when he saw Midoriya laying there in the hospital bed, it reminded him of his brother, and that he doesn't want Midoriya to do anything stupid because he doesn't want to end up like his brother. And he didn't want to cause anybody any problems like the pro heroes or the high school. So he's saying, like, and then he punches him in the face. That's the main thing that happens in this conversation. He punches Midoriya in the face. Later he apologizes, for doing it, but he felt like he did what he needed to do to get his point across, because obviously sometimes talking to these dudes is not enough. So I felt like that kind of resolved the conflict that they have, because then Momo and Iida decide to join the three, Midoriya, Todoroki, and Kirishima, to go save Bakugo, to make sure they don't do anything stupid, because, the danger is real. They don't know, like, who they're going to see or what they're going to face once they even get to Bakugo. if they even are able to get to him. So it's cool that that's what they decide to do. On the way there, Momo has a good idea because obviously, since the attack of the Vanguard force for the League of Villains, after they attacked, they know what they look like. They know what all the students look like, all the students that are there. So she's like, let's go inside the store and get disguises. And the disguises are great, honestly. I like Midoriya and Iida's disguise the most, especially Midoriya, because he puts on like this different personality. He's like, hoorah, hoorah. He's yelling. You see his face. He's kind of like a thug. And I think it's cool. Obviously, she had her own, ulterior motives for wanting to go in there, which Todoroki brings up. He's like, you could have just used your creation quirk to make these clothes for us. And she's like, no, I couldn't have done that because then that will affect the flow of the economy and the money and this and that. And it's like, that's a good answer. And it seems like she's had that prepared. Like, she's done this before. And after that, they see a televised news thing. It's on the TV there, talking about what UA High School is going to do to protect the students more in the future. And the crowd is not satisfied with the answer that the principal and Eraserhead has to give. They're basically questioning, are they doing their jobs correctly? And the students, Midoriya and the rest of them, they can see the effect that this is having on the crowd because they're in the crowd. And I'm glad that they're exploring this a little bit more, because this is part of the plan that Shigarashi has for attacking the students. It wasn't just to steal Bakugo. It was to also make the society start questioning the rules and the way that things are now with the heroes that follow those rules, that get paid, basically. He even explains this to Bakugo after this situation happens with the kids, because they're not where they need to be yet. But in the preview for the next episode, they obviously get to where the receiver says that they're trying to go to. They release Bakugo from his chains. They tell him to, I believe Twice does it. And the moment he gets released from his chains, he just blasts Shigarashi in the face with his quirk. And he's obviously upset. Like, he's visibly upset. But we don't really know what he's going to do yet. Obviously, he's not going to disintegrate the dude. Even though he could. He was basically just trying to win him to his side. And he didn't really know that much about Bakugo. He only knew what he saw at the tournament, at the festival. That's it. But if he knew a little bit more about Bakugo, he would have known that he wasn't going to give up so easily. And that's pretty much the end of the episode there. Next episode, we already know the title for it. In fact, it came out today because, this review is a week late, like I already said. But I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Let me know if you guys think it's that big of a deal. I will try in the future to not miss a week, but it happens sometimes. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. I would really appreciate it. And look out, because episode 47 is out, so I'm about to review that too. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.